Yeah, all of us start doing this question. These are Western Province paper basically. All. Do all these questions. We'll be starting discuss in another 15 minutes basically. That's because this is a provincial paper. Some of them would have already done it in your school. So if you're done in schools again, do it now for the name's sake. Let's see now. I got what's your thoughts. Start doing this question. After all seven questions, I'll be starting discussing a while. Once you're done answering all seven questions, raise your hands in the participants list. I'm not posting in the community. After the class is done, I'll put the paper if you want in the paper class community. I'll drop the link of that community in the chat. Those are not there in the community, I can click on that link and join. After class, I'll send it to you. MashaAllah, Sarah. Good job. Oh, so okay, they marked us in your paper. Your school teacher marked us? Well, have 8 more minutes remaining. Those who are done, raise your hands up in the participant list. Okay, sir. Thank you, for those who are done answering this question, raise your hands up in Zoom, obviously. We'll have 4 more minutes remaining. Quick. By now, you have to at least you have to always, I mean, by now you should have completed at least the first five questions. Those are still doing, I mean, those were done, you're in a good timing. I mean, some of you are there, you all did this in school and Boruota they got those, I can see you. I did, but just double check again. Ah, I have there. Sick, sick. I skipped the Roman number four because I don't know. Why didn't you know? Roman number four is regarding what? Number conversion. Would it be possible to get the PDF? I'll send you after the class. Just I'll what do you call I'll send the channel link in channel name. WhatsApp paper class or WhatsApp community link I'll put in the channel, see in the chat. So those who are not in the paper class community, the paper class WhatsApp community, paper class available there's a WhatsApp community. So if you're not there, click on the chat, click on the link in the chat and join. And I'll post the PDF there after class. Okay, okay. Some of you join now. So what I'll supposed to do is all these seven questions. I'll have just 25 seconds remaining, which is impractical to do. Anyways, from where to get these provincial papers? I'm more for the fifth time someone is asking the same question, man. I'll post in the community. So they're in the community, right? I'll post it there after class. I got this from a student. I can't remember. Either Nabiha or Salma, one of them. When will Aki? You can expect it probably by Wednesday or Thursday. Tomorrow will be dispatched. Okay, your time is up. Let's check your answers. Tidden, 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 tidden. Okay, let's start. So this is the beautiful provincial paper which some of you all did in school, and some of you all got good marks. Some of you all still didn't get marks. The schools who got the marks already, Ask your school teachers, are they willing to join my team as a paper marking teacher? I'll pay them. Anyways, okay, if you're coming to my class, you know why I said that. The first row of the table below shows some images of ports labeled 1 to 4. The cable head connects to each of these ports are given in the incorrect order in the second row under the labels A to D. Match the correct port in the first row with the correct label head in the second row. Write down the number of the port along with the matching blah 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 blah. Okay, basically matching question. So you have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're supposed to match it with the respective label. What do you call this port as? What is the name of this post? The first port is called what port? Perfect. It's called the RJ45 port, also known as a LAN port. What is the second port called as? Yes, that is a VGA port. And the third port? Yes, good job. That's the HDMI port. Inshallah, soon, Zuha. And what is the last port called? Exactly. That's called a USB port. So if you purpose, VGA port looks like, actually VGA port looks like this, like a V. You can see there's a V here, the three lines. In but if you take the serial port, it looks like a box mostly, like this. But VGA, you can see there's like a V here. That's how you can identify the difference. V meaning, here you can see. Didn't V. Got it. So I know. This V. In if it's serial, it'll be like a box. Okay. So out of the given ports, if you see the first image is there. That is actually a VGA cable. You can connect it to VGA port. This is a pen drive or USB cable. You can connect USB port. This is a LAN cable. You can connect to RJ45 port. This is HDMI cable. You can connect to the HDMI port. So number one is basically C. Number two is actually A. Number three is actually D. And four is connected to B. If your answers are correct, put half marks each. What port looks like a stretched VGA port? You mean the parallel port? That has 25 pins. That is the larger one. This is small. It's broader, rectangular shape. Any other questions? If you'll have, drop them in the chat. Let's go for the next one. Mark your answers. I'll take your marks at the end, okay? Consider the column 18 pins is VG. VG has 18 pins. Count and see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count and see there'll be 18 pins. Consider the columns 1 and column 2 in the following table. Write the suitable terms for A, B, C, D from the brackets given below. You can just use the numbers. What is actually an input device given? There was an internet issue. Yeah. Out of the given answers, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, what is actually the input device given? Yes, the number 3 is input device. Under input device, there are multiple categories, right? Joysticks come under what category of input devices? Exactly. It comes under the category of pointing device. Under input device, there's a category called subcategory called pointing device, and joysticks comes under that category. So basically, A is going to be joystick. Actually, four is not a computer. Only one. Sorry, the bloody what do you called? My mouth, lot of things are coming, but I can't put it out. Anyways, no, I did not tell anything. No, it was based that calls that I mean, there's what do you call that from the network? They'll call bloody Hutch people. I think majority of the Sri Lankan citizens are basically, I don't know. Please give time to pray. Tell me which day didn't I not give time to pray? Then I'll tell you whether I'm giving. Obviously, a paper class I give time to pray. I mean, or is it the first day you're coming today? Anyways, what you called? What I was saying is, if you take these, if you take these types of computers, you can categorize them based on what you called size and technology. No, based on size, supercomputer, and hybrid computer comes based on technology. But anyways, keeping those two things aside, in terms of fastest computer, the highest capacity computer is what actually? Is it one or is it number two? Yes, it is number one. It is supercomputer. Even now, if you're like, if the world, we have these things called AI, all those stuffs, right? All these AI models, or else is imagine, let's say AI applications, imagine all of them are mostly running on supercomputers because they require a very high processing power. Next, controls all operations of the computer. What is it? Exactly. It's the control unit. Tell me, this control unit is a part of where? Part of what? It's a component in your what? Exactly. Control unit is a part of the CPU. It's a component in a CPU. Okay. Next, that's also done. Computers which operates according to analog signals and digital signals. What is it? Obviously, the remaining answer. Okay. It's basically the hybrid computers. So if you take what you call based on technology, categorizing computers, we have analog computers, digital computers, and third category is hybrid computers. Okay. Give me an example of hybrid computers. No, I know. There is one machine you learned. It's a machine used in the health sector. You learned as uh, hybrid computers. What is that? I'll give you a more hint. It's used to check your heartbeat. Heartbeat. Man. Adding machine, where do they use in health sector, man? You heartbeat, man. EEG's brain. Go and check a EEG test. Yeah. Example for hybrid computers is a ECG machine. This is actually a Indian culture. The Hutch is playing the fool. If this repeats one more time, I quickly jump the network. Network issue. I can resend that. Azam, it's he put BN the call will come. Okay, let's start. Continue. Actually, I did say IS until later, Sarah. Okay, let's continue. So, put half marks there. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Few of computer storage device that vary in capacity and access speed. How to identify those three types of computers like hybrid, super, and all? Um, those are two different categories. Like, take computers, you categorize based on size and you categorize based on technology. Size only you have the supercomputer, mainframe, mini, and micro. Super is the largest, micro is the smallest. In technology, we have analog signals, analog computers, which use analog signals, digital computers, which use digital signals, and hybrid computers, which has both. Analog signals means basically, you know, for example, you take this wind speed, your heartbeat, these are like waves. Like, for example, wherever you get the data as waves, it can be varying value. Okay. If a data is going to be captured as a varying value, it's an analog signal. But digital signals are where it's going to be captured as ones and zeros. So basically, if you take computers or your phones or laptops, all of them are digital devices because all of them contains ones and zeros only. But analog devices, like for example, meteorological devices, then if you take what you call those wind speed recording, blah blah blah, wherever there are varying values, most of those devices are the analog signal devices. And hybrid devices has both analog and digital properties. So that's how it works. So digital is basically ones and zeros only. Here you have environmental parameters as well. Got it? In terms of identification, here you can identify based on size, and there you can identify based on the technology. Nice. A few of computer storage devices that vary in capacity and access speed are shown in the diagram below. Write the correct storage device for the labels A to D in the above from the brackets given below. Okay, let's check. If you take speed, they are saying the speed increases from down. Okay, so basically, increase access speed means this fellow is having the highest speed. Because you can see they're saying the speed is increasing when you go up. Out of all these given devices, what is the fastest? Actually, yesterday I told you. If you all can remember the fridge and um, plate and hand and exactly. What is the fastest? Yes, the fastest we have is actually the register memory. So A has to be the memory registers. Registers. And then after registers, out of the given data, what is the next fastest one? The hand. Yes. What is the hand? Correct. It's the cache memory. So B is actually the cache memory. After your cache memory, what's the next fastest? The plate. What is the plate here? The people who are not there in yesterday's class may be confused. What man says jabbering about hand, plate, mouth. Yes, C is referring to the main memory. When we're talking about main memory here, who are we referring to? Under main memory, we have three examples, but here mostly we're referring to. Correct. Normally, when they're in generally when they're referring to main memory, they are mostly referring to the RAM, the plate, exactly. After RAM, what is the what do you call slowest in terms of speed? The fridge. Who is the fridge? It's the hard disk. So basically, this is the order. And if you got it correct, put half mark each. Anyone having any questions here? What is the difference between hard disk and SSD? Um, it's actually not hard disk and SSD. Your question should be, what is the difference between HDD and SSD? HDD and SSD both are hard disk, but HDD is mostly a magnetic storage device, and SSD is actually a solid state device. It's two different types of storage devices, but both are hard disk. In capacity, the arrow down, and it's an increase now. Yeah, increase in capacity. So can you remember I said fridge, right? Fridge has the largest capacity. You can store more stuff in the fridge. Then you have the plate, the next more stuff. Then you have your hand, and then you have your mouth. So mouth you can have the least capacity, and when you go down, you can see the capacity is increasing. Which year? This is the 2024. Few months, like last month exam paper. SSD means solid state drive. Yes. Solid state disk. Here, when they're talking about SSD hard disk, they're talking about solid state disk. Disk and drive both are the same, basically, when they're referring to here. Yeah, pen drive memory cards also solid state. Any questions there, anyone? Okay, Zainab, after we're done with this. Okay, going for the next one. Calculate 110011 base 2 plus 72 base 8 and represent the answer in decimal. Let's check your answer. So the binary number given here is 110011. 110011. And the octal number given here is 72. Look at the question properly and tell me the final answer has to be in which number system? They're asking us the final answer to keep in which number system? Yes, they want the final answer to be in decimal. So easiest approach what you can do is convert this binary to decimal. Okay, convert this binary answer to decimal and convert this octal number to decimal. The number conversions I told you all, from any number system, if you want to convert to decimal, what you do is you multiply every digit by its place value. Okay, you're going to multiply every digit by its place value. Now, let's take the binary number for example. Okay, that is 110011. To find the place value, we need two data. First of all, we should know the base of that number. I wrote a number here, right? What is the base of this number? The number I wrote here is basis. Yes, the base is 2. So below every digit, I'm going to first of all write the base of that number. And then you write here the power starting from 0. Always we start from 0 and right side corner. Keep that in your mind. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can call that as a position of the number. You start with 0 and go on increasing by 1. Now 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1. 2 to the power 1 is equal to 2. 2 to the power 2 is equal to 4. 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. 2 to the power 4 is 16. 2 to the power 5 is 32. We call these values as the place value. Like for example, in decimal numbers, we have right ones place, tens place, hundreds place. Likewise, the respective numbers place value, if you want to find, this is how you find the place values. Once you have the place values mentioned, what you have to do is you have to multiply every digit by its place value. This by this, 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 and this by this. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 0 is 0, 8 times 0 is 0, 16 times 1 is 16, 32 times 1 is 32. Once you multiply every digit by its place value, just add them together. 32 plus 16 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1. That's 30, 48, 49, 50, 51. So the value of that, what you called binary number in decimal is actually 51. Is that part clear, all of you? Got it? Similarly, the same process you do for 72 as well, but in 72 is an octal number. So you write the base 8 again to the power 0 to the power 1, 1, 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 7 is 49 plus 7, 56. And answer is basically 56 plus 2, which is 58. Now, if you notice here, in both the scenarios, what's happening is I'm just multiplying every digit by its place value. Okay. So by doing that, I get the answers here as 51 and 58. And the final answer is going to be basically 51 plus 58. And that's 109. Tell me, are you clear on how I found the answer here? Yes or no? Is it okay if I convert octal to binary? Why? You can catch the nose from here to here. Why do you want to go from here to here, man? It's the same process. So base 10 is not important. Decimal numbers, base is not important. Other numbers only, base is important. So if you ignore the base, not a problem. Zaid coming soon. But you should have got it, no, Zaid. Writing books are dispatched unless you have not got the tute. Yes. So how your marks will be broken down is if you found out 51, you get half marks. If you found out 58, you get half marks. And if you found out 109, you get 1 mark. Can Hikmah, but that's a very long message, wrong process. Ah, you mean the PDF I'm sharing, right. Yes, it. They're asking the binary in binary now. Nicely open your eyes and see it's binary. Before doing the question, I asked her the question as well. When I asked her what number should we keep the final answers, are you sleeping? Get up, get up. So yeah, that's how you get the 2 marks there. So mark your answers there. Then question number 5. Consider the logic circuit, which is the input A, B, and C. Output C. Write the Boolean expression for C. Let's do it. First of all, let's name the gates value. What is the name of this gate? Uh, Aisha, who said? Yes, this is NAND gate. This is the NOT gate. This is the NOT gate. And what is the name of this gate? Correct. That's called the AND gate. And what is the name of this gate? Correct. That's called the OR gate. Now, in terms of gates, if you take the NAND gate, how NAND gate works is the opposite of AND gate, no? So you have the dot in between the two inputs and you have the whole thing dash, right? So here the inputs we have are A and B. In between the inputs, you put the dot and whole thing dash. That's how the NAND gate works. So keep in mind in NAND gates, in between the inputs, you put the dot and you put the dash for the whole thing. If you take NOT gate, it's just the dash. So you can see the first NOT gate has A as the input. So this is the A dash. Second NOT gate has B as the input. So this is B dash. And here we have AND gate. The result of this AND gate is going to be A dash dot B dash. Okay, so we have A dash dot B dash from down and A dot B whole thing dash from front, top. Here we have OR gate. In the OR gate, the input that's coming from the top is A dot B whole thing dash. The input that's coming from the bottom is A dash dot B dash. Always keep in mind, if your input has more than one character, to put a bracket. So for example, if you take this OR gate I have, the input that's coming from the top, you can see it has 2 characters. A is 1 character, B is 1 character. That is why I put a brackets here. Similarly, the input that's coming from the bottom also, it has 2 characters. A is 1 character, B is 1 character. That is why I have mentioned the brackets there. So whenever input has more than one character, like more than one letter present in it, use the dash for it. And this is going to be your final answer. Is that clear, all of you? Got it? If you got the correct, everything correct, you get 2 marks here. No breakdown. Direct 2 marks. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. That's probably the answer. What if I put same like the first one without breaking the bar? Tell me, is A dot B whole thing dash, is it equal to A dash dot B dash? No. So if you put it, is it correct? No, it's wrong. This is not equal. If you can remember, I was one day jabbering about De Morgan's law. I thought it the whole thing there. One of the MCQs we did this, I can remember. Like, next. Consider the following tools labeled from 1 to 8, related mail merge in a word processing software. Some of the functions performed by the above tools are labeled from P to S. Write down the icon number that matches the labels P to S. Start mail merge. What is icon number? I never expected this question to come actually. No, start mail merge is actually number 2. Select recipient. That's what? That's number 3. Address block. Here goes in. 6 is a preview result. Address block. There's another name for it. I can't remember the exact name. It's called a component. That's not address block. It's either number 1. Wait, I can't remember the address block. Give me a moment. Let's check in mail merge itself. Let's open Word. So if you have a word processing application like this, if you go to mailings, you can have the mail merge. See, start mail merge is this. Once you click on start mail merge, the select recipient is this. Okay, that's also correct. I told you. And then next there's the preview result. That's also correct. Address block. Where is address block? Okay, address block is this. The one which has number 5. Yes, number 5 is the address block. So these are the icons you have. Okay. How do you select between 5 and 6 for S? Because the 6 had a line there. Like 6 had an answer there. That's why I noticed it. No. Preview results has to be the search. Sorry. My bad. I considered the insert merge field as the preview result. So my preview result is wrong. Yes. This has to be number 8. No, I consider this as field, a template being filled. So no. So this is going to be preview result is 8 and address block is going to be number 5. Okay. So in terms of what you call number, this is going to be insert merge field. And that's the edit recipients. And apart from that, you have the labels. You don't anyways use labels. We use only letters for your syllabus. So you can forget about labels. But yeah, these are the exact the remaining months that has to be labeled. And this is regarding the word processing unit. If you want Ilman, yes. First one is labels. Yes. Greeting line means you can create a template and keep. Like template and keep means, like for example, uh, dear. And now, if you use them insert now, if you remember in the class, we did the practicals, we used the insert merge field, and we got the first name field and last name field. So we did that manually. But if you use a greeting, number five is actually greetings. You can create this greeting line. So what happens is, without mention dear, F name, and L name like this, it will show like this as greeting line. Again, that's not there in the syllabus. Sixth one, it looks like letter. Yes. Next. Consider the following function of, before there is anything else you want to clarify? There's anything up in the chat. It is there in the textbook question. Sorry, yeah. Six is the greeting line. And the address block. Both are same basically. You can define a predefined value and keep them. Let's swap it. Like you can see it's highlighted here. That greeting line. Okay. Consider the following function of the computer. Check errors in the hardware, organize the hard disk, and rearranging clusters of small spaces together and creating a larger free space. Protecting the computer by identifying and eliminating malicious software, blah, 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 blah. Select and write the relevant utility software. Okay, fine. Checking the errors in the hardware. That is done by which one? Okay, to make your work easy, let me label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Using which one can I check errors in the hardware? Yes, to check errors in the hardware, we use the disk scanner. So W is going to be the disk scanner. It will scan your hard disk and see are there any errors. If there are any errors, it will show you and it'll ask you to troubleshoot them. I mean, fix them basically. X. Organize the hard disk by rearranging the clusters of small spaces together and creating a larger free space. Now, when you have these clusters of data together, okay, when you have the clustered data together, for example, I told you all to imagine the cupboard where shirt, trouser, sleeping clothes, the office clothes, uniform, all of them are together. How do you call that type of data as? The clustered data is the unorganized where all the data is jumbled. And how do you call the clustered data as? It is not there as an answer when I'm asking you all the question. How do you call this clustered data as? Yes, you call them as a fragmented data. The clustered data, you can call it as a fragmented data. So when these data are very unorganized, like mix and match, and all you have all this data, let's say you're going to organize all of them together. Like I said in the cupboard, you're going to keep all the trousers together, all the shirts together, all the uniforms together. Like if you're going to organize this fragment, rearrange the data and keep the data organized, all the similar data together kind of structure, what do you call that process? The rearranging of cluster space? Exactly. That's going to be basically disk defragmentation. The fragmented data is going to be reorganized. So it's disk defragmentation. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. And then why? Protecting the computer by identifying and eliminating malicious software. Who is doing that? Who is going to protect your computer from malicious software? Hey, they have given the answer in the correct order, man, from behind to front. Very bad people. Yes, that's done by the antivirus software. Yes, correct. And then the temporary storage of data for blah blah blah. Okay, when you copy and paste data, the temporary it's copying and it copies to a specific place. What do you call it as? Yes, we call it as a clipboard. So you can store your data on the clipboard. If you in your lap, if you're in a level like Windows computer, if you press the Windows key and the V key, not Control key, Windows plus V, you can access your clipboard. Like you can see all the data that's there in your clipboard. Hmm. They had done that, Sarah, so that people who like thought that would have been like, oh, okay, maybe this answer and kana parake damukila. Anyways, so yeah, marks are gonna be again half marks each. Anyone having any questions here? Okay, out of 14 marks, drop your marks in the chat. Good job. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to pray and all. And then there are three questions here. So I'll give 6 minutes to do this question. So basically, what's the time now? It's 57, Methana 6, Athana 5, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll give you 14 minutes. That is basically, so 13 minutes. That's basically by 7:10, make sure you're back. You can pray and come and then start doing these questions. Or you can do and then go and pray. Better pray and come and do. But yeah, at 7:10, I'm going to start discussing, start doing these three questions, all of you. Quick. I'm going to put all of your hands down. Once you're done, you can come and raise your hands up again. So I'll put the timer for 13 minutes. Answer all three questions. Huh? Once you're done, raise your hands up. If you're done answering, raise your hands up in Zoom. 3, 2, 1, and your right. Let's pick your answers. Didn't. And yeah, let's check. Electronic presentation. Column A represents the shortcut key and column B represents the function. Match the column A with B and write the key number and the function label. Okay. In spreadsheet, we use Control plus M to actually obtain a new slide. So one is going to be connected to Q. Easy. Control plus N, it's a new document. Do we have new document? Yes, new presentation. So that's going to be R. Control plus E, center. Sorry, number 3. And do we have center? Yes, centering words. The center line basically. And Control plus F, find words. So that's going to be P. Very easy question, man. The person who made this provincial paper, I think he was on sleep. He made the paper, I guess. I had to give him some training on how to make papers. I had to go and recommend, tell how much I suffocate all with papers, then they'll understand. Yes, he has woke up from coma. He has made a paper which is for babies. Anyways, half marks each. I understood biosphere after that video. That I am not even teaching properly, man. That is so old video. Go and take the textbook and study properly. I even doubt if I teach taught properly that video. I wish the person who makes the older papers also be seen. Nah, good to me. Yes, worry. But understood. Not bad. I can't remember what I jabbered in that. For the third term, I studied whole ICT book, but I got 66 marks because I don't know to answer the part two especially database questions. Then join the paper class properly because we do mix. Can you send that biosphere video? I want to watch. It's there yesterday's recording. Man, just go and check the yesterday's recording. Link ke kya thi ko hari. Oh, WhatsApp me I'll send it. Send it. Why finding word is required? There is a no. Let's say you want to find and replace a word. Like for example, let's say you wrote let's say you have created a presentation, and in that presentation, let's say you have mentioned dear sir everywhere, dear sir, and you have made the presentation. And when you're going to present, all you notice actually the person who's going to evaluate your presentation is not it's not a men, it's a women. So let's say you want to change wherever the word sir is there, you want to change it to madam. So using a find tool, you can find wherever sir is there and you can replace it to madam. Easy. Oh yeah, it is there in that Nulama. Yes, Param. Okay, anyways, next. Write to advantages of using a cloud-based system for a library. Okay, if you take system, there are two types of system. One is a manual system and one is a cloud-based system. No, here they are asking the advantage of cloud-based system. Tell me the answers you all wrote. Let's see. I'll it's correct or wrong. Example for cloud-based. Advantage of cloud-based. Sorry, and advantage of computer-based systems. Advantage. Easy to update data. Correct. Can access at any time from anywhere. Correct. Less time consuming. To do what? Speed. Speed in what? This less time consuming speed. All these are in what? We're not doing what? Less storage space to store. Less physical storage space. Use a word called physical storage space. Can backup information easily. Correct. Less human man labor is needed. Correct. More security. Correct. Less storage space. Less physical storage space. Front of the word storage, I mentioned the word called physical storage. The borrowed time and data stored accurately. You don't have to mention it so much. You can say accuracy. Simple. Easy to retrieve information. Perfect. Okay. In the speed is there basically, retrieving data or retrieving information. Okay. Efficiency, without just mentioning efficiency, without just mentioning more efficient, front of the word efficient, you mention more efficient in retrieving data. Ability to manipulate data. Front of the word the data mention easily. High efficiency related to manual system. Correct. Easy to identify how many books are remaining. Okay, correct. Easy to maintain, correct. Data can be processed more easily. More efficiently. Cut the word easily and make it efficiently. Can edit or search data easily. Correct. Less time consuming compared to manual system. In front of that, you mentioned less time consuming compared to manual system. In to do what? Like in what? Now, if you're going to record data, both are taking the same time. In retrieving data only, it's fast. Shafi, you correct. Yes. Okay. So yeah, majority of your answers are correct. I think I answered everything. So let me give you my answer. So, like to advantage of using a computer-based system for a library, So I'm going to, write in the answer for this question. It's better if you can be specific to a library. Okay. So you can mention here, easy to obtain, details about books that are reserved. Now, if I want to find out what are the books that are reserved in the library, I can easily find it through the system. Easy. Okay. Can automate reminders when any overdue or fine is to be paid. Okay. Then can update a detail about a book easily. Now, if you see my answers, I'm more specific about a library. Again, your answers are also correct, but these are more specific about library. Then you can mention less mistakes when processing the borrowing of a book. So if you notice all my answers, I'm specific to a library. Always it's better if you can be specific to the given scenario without giving generalized answer. Mostly you'll be getting marks unless the marking scheme decided that year, let's be strict and let's get only exact answers. Okay. So there's very less chance where they might be specific to only a library. Like there's less chance that they might tell your answer has to be specific for library. But again, it's better if you can write your answer specific to your library, to library scenario. Is that clear of you? Got it? There are more answers. I just mentioned few of them here. If you have any questions there, drop them in the chat. Write one characteristic of the iterative incremental model as the SDLC model. Okay, if you take SDLC model, there are two types of SDLC model. No? What are those two types? Correct. One of the model we have is a waterfall model. The other model we have is a iterative incremental model. What is the advantage we have in iterative incremental model when you compare with waterfall model? I'm not asking what is iterative incremental model. Advantage. You can see something. What can you see quickly? The main advantage we have in iterative incremental model. First is same. The main advantage. Exactly. The main characteristic we have is at least a part of the system. Okay, at least a part of the system can be seen quickly. Okay, because in waterfall model, we make the application face by face. Face by face meaning, imagine, let's say we are going to make WhatsApp. I'm using this example for every time I'm explaining this scenario. But again, imagine we take WhatsApp. WhatsApp has three features, what you call main features. One is a call, one is a message, and one is a status. Okay. So if it was waterfall model, I'll identify the requirements needed for calling part. I will identify the requirements needed for the messaging part. I will identify the requirements needed for the status. Once I'm done identifying the requirements for the whole application, then I'll start designing the whole application, designing how the call section should be, design how the messaging section should be, designing how the status section should be. Then I'll start coding, calling, store calling, coding the messaging part, coding the status part. Then I might test each, and then when I'm deploying also, I'm going to deploy all at once. But in iterative incremental model, we don't do that. In iterative incremental model, first of all, we might go and identify all the requirements of the calling part. Then we might design how the calling part would be. After design how the calling part would be, we are going to code it, then test it, and then we might publish it. After we are done publishing the calling part, now only we will come and identify the requirements of the messaging part. After done identify the messaging, now you're going to what do you call the design the messaging section. Then you're going to code the messaging section. Then you're going to test it and deploy. So if you see, we had version 1 here, which had only the calling. We had version 2 here, which had call plus message. And the version 3 of the application only will have the full application. But in waterfall model, we don't have 3 versions. At once we have version 1. But instead, without releasing piece by piece, we're going to release everything at once. So if you take the time taken to release everything at once, okay, and compared to the time taken to release piece by piece, when you're releasing piece by piece, you can see at least, again, not the full application, huh? At least the part of the application you can see far. That is what I say here. And that's what I'm meaning here. Is that clear of you? System can be updated in between the process. I told her not to depend on those stupid examples given in the textbook. I told her practically you can do it, no? You can do changes. Even though theoretically we say that you can't do changes, practically you can do changes. So when you're giving your answer, always you give an answer that no one can come and argue with, no, this is wrong. Theoretically, we say that you can't jump faces, but you can. Practically, you can jump faces. Even in waterfall, you can jump faces. Can you explain why they have same cost? As waterfall will be running for a long time, blah, blah. Okay, let me give you a super example. I gave this in a class. I'm bored of this example, but I'll give it. Car wash, yes, the car wash. So basically, I have a car wash. Okay. For my car wash, I have some couple customers coming. Okay. So basically, one fellow is coming in asking to wash his car. Another fellow is coming to wash his bike. Another fellow is coming to wash his van. Now, as a car wash person, how many vehicles should I wash? Correct. I have 3 vehicles to be washed. Now, when I'm washing vehicles, I have some step. I don't just put water and wash. There's a step I follow. First of all, I put water over the car. Okay. Then what I do is I what do you call wipe with water. Next, I again water the car. Now, next I apply soap to the car. Next, I water the car. Next, I dry. So this is basically my process of washing vehicles. Okay. To what you call wash my vehicles, these are the steps I'm going to follow. Right. I had washed the car first step. Then after that, I wipe it with water, wipe and wash. Then I apply soap and apply water and I dry the car. Okay. These are the steps I'm going to follow. Okay. Now, let's say I'm going to do this in the waterfall model. Let's call this below as a waterfall model. Okay. If I'm going to do the waterfall model, how I'm going to do is I'm going to water the car. Step one. After I'm done watering the car, I'm going to water the bike. Step two. Then I'm going to water the van. Okay. If we take waterfall model, I'm going to water the car, then the bike, then the van. This is step one, step two, step three. Is that part clear up to here? Once I'm done watering all the vehicles, now I'm going to start wiping with water. Now, step four, I'm going to wipe the car. Now, step five, I'm going to wipe the bike. Step six, I'm going to wipe the van. Now, once I'm done with this phase, see, I'm going phase by phase. First of all, I water all the vehicles. Now, I wipe with water all the vehicles. Now, I'm going to apply soap for the vehicles. So, step number seven, apply soap for the car. Now, apply soap for the, what do you call, bike. Now, apply soap for the van. Once I'm applying soap for all, now only I'm going to come and water the car. Now, I'm going to water the bike. Now, I'm going to water the van. Once I'm done watering the van, now only I'm going to come to dry the van, dry the car. Then I'm going to dry the bike. And then I'm going to dry the van. Tell me, did you all understand how I went here? I went phase by phase. Once I completed watering all the vehicles, I wiped it with water. Once I'm done this whole thing, now I'm applying soap. Once I'm done applying the soap, now I'm again watering. Once I'm done watering, I'm drying. Is this part clear, all of you? Got it? How to wipe with water? Go to a car wash and see. Are haven't you washed cars? See. You definitely should need to go and wash a vehicle. Sad life. Exactly. Okay. Now, let me show you how the iterative incremental model work. In iterative incremental model, we go requirement by requirement. Requirement by requirement. But in waterfall model, we go phase by phase. Okay. Now, when I say requirement by requirement, one of my requirement is to wash the car. One of my requirement is to wash the bike. And one of my requirement is to wash the van. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to water the car first. Then I'm going to wipe with water. Then I'm going to wash the car. I mean, put soap for the car. Then I'm going to water the car. Then I'm going to dry the car. Once I'm done with the car, now I'll go and start the bike. So step number six, I'm going to put water for the bike. Now I wipe with water for the bike. Now what do you call? I'm going to put soap in the bike. Now I'm going to put water for that bike. And now I'm going to dry the bike. Now bike is over. Now once I'm done with my car, I went to bike. Once bike is over, now I'll come for the van. So step number 11, I'm going to water the car. Step number 12, wipe with water. Step number 13, put soap. Step number 14, put water. Step number 15, dry it. In both the scenarios, I had 15 steps. But if you notice here, for me to finish completing washing the car, I finished completing washing the car at the 13th step. But here I finished washing the car at 15th step. So fifth step. So you can see fifth step is faster, right? So I can, now here you can see, but when I'm in the fifth step, all the vehicles are not complete. But at least one of the vehicles were complete when I'm in the fifth step. But here, at least one vehicle to be complete, it took 13 steps. But here you can see in the fifth step, one vehicle is done, 10 step, another vehicle is done, 15 step, the third vehicle is done. Because here we are going phase by phase. So requirement by requirement. And here we are going phase by phase. So in terms of cost, to wash the car, bike, and van, the same cost is going to go. And you can see in total amount of time. See, here are the 15 steps, here are the 15 steps. Let's say each step take 1 hour value. Here also is going to take 15 hours, here also is going to take 15 hours. So total amount of time taken is same, total costs are the same, depends on the company. But in terms of what do you call, at least a part of the output, the full application means same time. See, full application same time, but at least part of the output you can see. Here in the fifth step, you can find at least part of the output. But here for you to see at least one section to be over, it takes 13 steps. Is this clear, all of you? If in waterfall model, we put water for car. Iterative model, we put iterative for car. Eh? What do you mean? Tell me all of you, do you understand the difference between waterfall model, phase, iterative incremental model, requirement by requirement? Must have got it? What a question, exactly. Anyways, that's the regard. This is how I can basically simplify this whole model. So practically, okay, now let me answer a practical question. Some of you are saying, no, in the waterfall model, while you're in one phase, you can't go for another phase. But I practically tell me, while I'm drying the car, can't I again go and put water for the car? Practically, is it impossible? While I'm drying the car, can't fun fellow come and put water for the car? If he wants, he can. Practically, it's possible. We don't do it, correct? We don't do it. But even though we don't do it, practically it's possible. That's why I said those answers which you're saying you can't go for the previous step, you technically can go. We don't go. That is one thing. We don't normally go for the previous step, but that doesn't mean you can't go. That's why I say that answer is not a very nice answer. It's a so stupid answer. But yeah, that's the answer. These are the most suitable answer out of all the answers I would tell. But if you had mentioned other answers as well, I can give marks. Another advantage you can tell, let's say, all the requirements does not have to be known to start building the application. All requirements doesn't have to be known to start work. Got it? Another advantage. We don't have to know the full applications requirement. If you know only our parts, now for what I mean full applications requirement, we don't have to know how many cars are coming in the beginning. So how many vehicles are there? Now here means you should know how many vehicles are there. Because then you can finish phase by phase. And you should know in every vehicle, how should you should know basically in every way how many vehicles are there. In every vehicle, what are things that wash, like how to wash. The requirements you should know. But here it's not that because we're going to go vehicle by vehicle. We don't care about that. We can, if there's another requirement after we're done with the van, we can go there. But here, if there's one more requirement, he'll be like, I can't. You think I'm so jobless to find that bugger might complain. Okay. Requirement by requirement is basically that's how it works. When you're saying characteristics, you're compare and say like something that will not happen in what do you call waterfall, that will happen only in iterative. Always be precise. Better. Okay, I'm going to take extra time to do this question. So wait. Write the output of the program. If the input, will they ask more than two advantage? If they want, they will ask. Think and write. Depends. Normally they will not, but if they want, they can. The marks. So for the two advantage in the first question, put half marks each in the question A. And for the question B answer, 1 mark. Okay. Write the output of the program if the input is 57493 and -1. Okay, let's do it. To find the output, I'm going to draw the dry run. Let's draw the dry run. I'm going to take one column each for every variables I have. So I have a variable called value. So I'm going to have one column called value. I have another variable called number. So I'm going to have another column called number. Then I have only two conditions. So two variables. I have a condition to check is number greater than value. Okay, I'm not going to include the condition. Boring. And we have output. Normally, you have to include the condition as well. But yeah, I'm just going to mention the variables we have only. When the program started, we have mentioned a value equals 0. So I'm going to mention our value as 0. Then we have mentioned a repeat certain instructions. Okay. The first instruction you're going to repeat is input number. Tell me as per the question, what is the first value you have to consider here as number? It's given here. Read nicely and tell me. Yes, the first value you have to consider for number is number 5. So I'm going to tell first value is going to be 5. Then you're going to check if number is greater than value. Okay, look at the number and look at value and tell me, is number greater than value? Why is it coloring like that? Is number greater than value? Yes. So in if condition, if the condition mentioned here is true, then you execute the statement inside. Okay. So here they have mentioned value is equal to number. Now, based on that, tell me what is going to be the new value of value. It doesn't sound correct, but yeah. Yes, the new value is going to be, early it was 0. Now it is become 5 because we are saying value is equal to number. Number is 5 now. So value became 5. Then you can see the next condition we have is number less than 0. Okay, is number less than 0? At the moment, number is 5. So is 5 less than 0? No. Repeat until loop. If the condition is false, do we stop or do we continue? Exactly. You continue. I told repeat until loop is like asking permission from your parents, right? If they say no, will you stop asking? No. Again and again, you're going to ask permission. So it's again going to repeat. Again, we have mentioned input number. What is the second number the user is going to enter as per the question? Yes, you can see the second number user is going to enter is 7. So I'm going to cut and tell. Now the value of number is 7. Now you're going to check is number greater than value. Is number greater than value? Number is 7. Value is 5. Is 7 greater than 5? Yes. Then you're going to say value is equal to number. Now based on that, tell me what is the new value of value? Yes, the new value of value is going to be now 7. Next, we are going to check is number less than 0. Is number less than 0? Nahi. So again, we are going to repeat. Now input number, we are going to input 4. So now the number is going to be 4. We are going to check is number greater than value. Is 4 greater than 7? I think you have to go and check a maths teacher. 4 is not greater than 7, man. Who is a maths teacher? It's less. So that's so if the condition is false, have we mentioned what to do in this if statement? In his if statement, in his if structure, have we mentioned what to do if the condition is false here? No. We have mentioned what to do if it's true, but we have not mentioned what to do if false. There is a structure called else. After else only we mention what to do if it's false. So here you can see there is no else. That means we have not mentioned what to do if the condition is false, right? So I'm going to go for the next instruction. Is number less than 0? Is number less than 0? Is 4 less than 0? No. So I'm again going to repeat. Now input number, input is going to be 9. If number is greater than value, is 9 greater than 7? Yes. Then value equals number. So now value is going to be 9. And is number less than 0? Again, no. Now you're going to input, again repeat, input number. So now you're going to input 3. Now number is 3. Is number greater than value? Is 3 greater than 9? No. So is number less than 0? No. So again, you're going to repeat. Input number. Now you're going to input -1. Is number greater than value? No. Is number less than 0? Is number less than 0? Is less than 0? Yes. If the repeat and loops condition gives you true, are you going to continue or are you going to stop? Yes, asking permission from your parents. Once you get the permission, you're going to stop. So after that, if you go for the next instruction, we have a sprint value. So what is the value of value? That doesn't sound right, man. Yes, you can see value is at the moment equal to 9. So output is actually 9. Answer is 9. Is that clear, all of you? So if you had mentioned the answer is 9 there, you get 1 mark there. Simple. Just 9. You don't have no line method for this. We just mentioned 9, you get 1 mark. Write the desired function from the above pseudocode. What do you think is the purpose of the above pseudocode? I actually found it. Can you explain how it became 9? Here you're checking, is value equal? If the number is greater than value, it became 9. When we checked, is 9 greater than what do you called? So 9 was greater. So we updated the value to 9. Early value was 7. Then we check is 9 greater than 7 because it was true. We mentioned value equals number and value became 9. What is the purpose of this function? Print all the values until the input. If no, wrong, 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 wrong. Find the maximum number. Incomplete answer. Incomplete answer. Try to complete his answer. One of them said find the maximum number. That's a correct answer. It's incomplete. Nope. Nope. Your answer is incomplete. Complete the answer. नहीं 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 maximum number until user enters नहीं 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 wait, maximum number until the user enters number less than 0. That's correct. Okay, maximum number not maximum number greater than 0. You have to mention how the purpose you mention is find the maximum number, finding the maximum number entered by the user until a negative number is entered, or until a number greater than 0 is entered, basically. Until a negative number is entered. Okay, so finding the maximum number entered by the user until a negative number is entered, or out of until a find the maximum number entered by the user, yeah, until a negative number is entered. Find the maximum value until the number is smaller than 0. No, find the maximum value until the number is greater than 0. Until the number is less than 0, sorry. Lama answer is correct. Not until greater than 0, no. Until less than 0. Is that clear of you? Or you can mention out of the numbers entered by the user, or what do you call out of the positive numbers entered by the user, find the largest number. That's also correct. But that has a small loophole in it. Finding the maximum value of the function. Value is less than 0. Eh? What do you mean by that? No. Main thing what's happening is finding the maximum value. The next question is in which situation? Find the maximum value until the user enters a negative number. Or out of the numbers until user enters a negative number. So what you do is just create a dry run like this. Okay, normally if you in a dry run, you have to include the conditions as well. But main thing that's important in the dry run is the variables. So mention one column each for variables and then record the values of the variables. Whenever the value gets updated, just cut it and mention the latest value. If the value get updated, cut it and mention the latest value. If I'm going to store the value of number, everything in the head, your head can't do multiprocessing. To take a head, your head can't store multiple data at the same time. So because your head can't store multiple data, what I have done here is I have written a table where we have one column for value, one column for number, one column for output. But basically what I'm doing there is I'm storing the value of value. I'm storing the value of the number. So whenever it get updated, I'm going to cut it and be like, okay, these are the latest number, these are the latest value, these are the latest value. I keep on changing it. Is that clear, all of you? So if you had mentioned that part called find maximum, if your answer has finding the maximum number, you get half marks. If you have mentioned the part called until the user enters a negative number on or numbers that are greater than zero, or like that, if you mention the second part, the next half marks you get. Now tell me out of one, two, three, out of 6 marks, how many marks you got? And if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Shafila, that's how I got it. I just read the program and I recorded the answers in the table. I use a table. Table is not something that's relative. That means, for example, this doesn't have a column row relationship. Each columns are separate. These are standalone columns. My dry run tables are standalone columns. Huh? I told you storing the values in the head is hard. So what I do is I have one column for each variables. If I mention this is the largest positive number, how much do I get? Modify your answer to find the largest number, largest positive number. Finding the largest positive number, only half marks. Because you have not mentioned like until when will this happen? How at least you're like I mean your answer should be specific, like how many out of how many numbers. Now you can't here tell exactly how many numbers because until the user enters a negative number, we'll be again and again asking him to enter number, enter number, enter number, enter number. Once he enters a negative number, the program stops asking. That's why I said until a negative number is entered. Got it? Yeah. With that, actually, we're done for the day. If you have any questions or can stay and ask others, you all can leave. I have done pseudocode flowchart, man. If you all are weak at pseudocode flowchart, go to YouTube and check it. I mean, that was another version of myself. I have versions of myself. That was one of the bot version of Yusuf. So you might see some changes. But if you go to YouTube and search for Master IT, basically you will be getting this uh, channel with yellow color logo. Once you go here, okay, you can see here there is something called programming. Programming 1 and programming 2. Introduction to program part 1, part 2. So if you watch these two recordings, again 4 hours, rest in peace. Okay. You can get a full idea of all pseudocode and flowchart. I think last week, okay, as I can remember last in well, Colonna were over. Well out the last week. Online was I think last week. Yeah. Quick thing, did you give break to play? Yeah, yeah, yeah. After the break, we started discussing this. From the time I started using my PC, I've been using Chrome, but yesterday I switched to Microsoft Edge as my default. Good, 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 good. The bot made presentation cycle. That was a different bot. Today was the same version of you at the school. Yeah, yeah. Today same version. That's why you can see the same uniform. I came, I did the seminar in the morning, and directly after the seminar, I came home and I do the class here. After this class, I have another class now. Won't you be doing programming in the class? I will. But I will not, I'll be doing it in recap, man. I mean, the theory class I'll be doing. I'll not be teaching that in the paper class. I'll be doing questions relatively, but not teaching the lesson, man. No, Azam, don't. We do separate seminar for logic gates. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was actually going to do it today. But then today I went to a school morning to do a seminar and I was dead. So after being dead only, I came here and did this class. So I was doubtful whether I'll be alive to do the class. If I put the seminar today, suppose I am dead, I will not be able to do the class. But Alhamdulillah, I was not dead. I was able to do the class, so I did not cancel it. So that's why I did not publish that poster, which all that they saw in the class. That video was a kid version of you. Yes. Go with. If you go to this playlist, there's something called as ICT free paper class. The first 15 or first 20 videos are basically programming. I think first 10 or 15 videos are completely programming questions. Go and enjoy watching programming if you really want. All our programming questions. Complete programming. Those two videos are teaching programming theory. And if you go for the ICT free paper class, the first few videos are completely regarding programming. I can't remember how many videos, like 10, I think we would be there like, programming. Yes, Saina, you can. How can you die before you are AI? Magic, magic. Yes, you can, Naksha, but why? You can skip a 10 marks question. You can't skip the 8 marks question. You get total 18 marks from programming. Only 10 marks you can skip. The remaining 8 marks you can't skip. It comes from MCQ, analysis part 1 question. Again, maximum 8 marks, between 6 to 8 marks. Anyways, anyone having any questions you all want to ask before I end the meeting? Lamha both. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting. Depends. I feel I just watched the recording again. They will understand it. But yeah, I'm going to end the meeting. If you have any questions, you all can. I can't use the word called WhatsApp in a question nowadays. It's very risky. Tell me, tell that to you all. But if you have any WhatsApp, I'll get back to you ASAP, inshallah. Okay, bye. I'm going to end the meeting.